Ignorance to the law is no excuse. I'm sure you've all heard the saying before. This legal principle dates back as far as ancient Rome and has been in print since at least the 17th century. It is all presumed that we know the law. But it doesn't mean we have to be legal experts. What it really means is that we cannot defend ourselves or our actions just by claiming that we don't know the law. So we should investigate laws for ourselves. You should know what is in the United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights plays a central role in American law and government. Although the Constitution and the Bill of Rights helps to guide lawmakers on a federal level, it is actually up to the local authorities to establish and enforce the laws. Most of the laws we deal with on a daily basis. Did you know that Florida has its own constitution? There are laws for almost everything we do, such as driving, riding a bike, gun control, fishing, hunting, drugs. There are even laws on marriage and laws pertaining to how we discipline our kids. When I was researching this, I even found that there is a law here in Florida that states that you cannot fart after 6 p.m. in a public building on a Thursday. On Thursday. There are laws for just about everything we do. In the recent news, you may have heard about the 90-year-old man from Fort Lauderdale who was cited for feeding the homeless. The ordinance for which he was cited was put into effect on November 1st. This is a great example of why we need to. This is a great example of why we need to have the knowledge of the laws currently. There was also the story of Megan Shoemaker of Niceville, Florida. She defended her right to breastfeed her 8.5-month-old daughter on school grounds because she knew the laws. She was able to defend it. This is a clear example of how knowledge of the current laws can protect your rights. There are penalties for breaking laws. They can be as simple as a fine or as severe as going to prison. It could honestly save you hundreds to thousands of dollars just by knowing the laws. Ignorance to the law is no excuse, but there are exceptions. One exception is where the law is either too vague or too complex that a regular person cannot decipher its intent. Such as in tax laws, that's why we hire accountants. Another exception is if you can prove an honest ignorance, such as in a language barrier or a disability. When you are going about your daily activities, I want you to question, am I breaking the law? Educating yourself today on laws is easier with the World Wide Web. And of course, there's always your local library. They have lots of laws in books still. As I said before, it is assumed that you already know the law. So you have no excuse not to educate yourself.